Known for its abundance, free-flowing streams, and lush surroundings, Waimea Valley was a spiritual and cultural center in ancient Hawaii. Awarded to the Kahuna Nui in 1092 AD, the valley was home to experts, kahuna, in many fields of study, such as the healing arts and dance. It was also a place to worship the Hawaiian gods. There are 6 sites in the valley that are dedicated to these gods, which you can learn more about in this video.
Aloha, my name is Alan Diamond. I'm the Cultural Programs Manager here at Waimea Valley. The first site that we're looking at now is called the Haleolono, and this is believed to have been a temple site that is dedicated to the god Lono. He's one of the 4 major Hawaiian gods, and he is the god of peace, rain, agriculture, and the harvest. So what you see behind me, you'll see 2 female deities, what we call ki'i, and one is of Waimea or Hina, and the other is of the goddess Papa, and they both represent creation. Behind that you will see a hale or a house structure that's dedicated to Lono when he does come to visit. Behind are 3 other statues, 3 Lono images. The largest is Lono himself. What you see here is a replicated version. Please do not place any offerings on the fencing or any of the pohaku or on the altars that you see in the temple area. This is an example of a ku'ula or a shrine dedicated for fishing. It was tradition for fishermen before they went out on their journeys to stop by their family ku'ula and to offer up prayers for a good catch and a safe journey to and from. And upon return, it was also customary to offer up the first fish you caught or the biggest fish that you caught and brought it back here to your shrine in thanksgiving. This site that you see here is an actual kauhale, an actual living site here in Waimea Valley. It is an archaeological site as well as a historical site. This is where it is believed that families of high rank once lived, hundreds of years ago. We don't know of any other place on the island of Oahu that the public has access to an actual living site. Behind me is the Halawa or the canoe house. This is where the beginnings of a canoe started. They worked on the log here. This is also the place where fishing supplies were also stored. But currently, as you can see behind me, we have some fronds hanging. Those are lolu palm fronds, and they're hanging to dry because we're getting ready to rethatch, which is part of the process of maintaining a kauhale. I'm standing outside the halemua, or the men's eating and meeting house. Traditionally, this would have been the first hale that would be built within a kauhale. The halemua is very important for the men to meet, discuss warfare, ceremony, and politics. This hale is getting ready to be rethatched as we speak, but you get to see some of the lashing that went into building this hale. In the distance here, you'll see the hale kahumu, or the cooking house, or where the imu is located. That's where all the food was cooked. Men's food and women's food were cooked on separate hearths, so this was for the men. Behind me, you'll see the low walls. This is the paholoholona, or the animal pens, believed to have been where Hawaiians would have kept either pigs and or dogs. Polynesians brought to Hawaii 3 forms of protein in the form of a chicken, pig, and dog. And they were used for human consumption and also in times of sacrifice. Here we have an example of a pohaku aumakua, or a family shrine. The pohaku aumakua was in honor of our departed ancestors, and this is where prayers could be offered up for help and gratitude, or just to keep close to our loved ones. This site here behind me is called Halei'iwi. It was deemed a burial site in the mid-1970s by then Valley historian and amateur archaeologist Uncle Rudy Mitchell. He believed this was a burial site. And as you can see, it is blocked off. There are 2 entrances to Halei'iwi that are now blocked off, and that is because of the sensitivity of the site. We ask you to please do not go beyond the fenced areas. What I'm standing next to are lo'i, or terrace walls. It is important to note that these are original walls. They have not been touched. There is speculation that they are at least 200 years old, and these terraces continue up the hillside here all the way up to the face or the base of Kaluahole Ridge. Hawaiians used the terraced wall system to grow in areas such as a hillside, and they wanted to make use of the fertile soil that was located there. And they also needed another water source. So that it's believed that there was another water source here in Waimea, which is why these terraces were here. That water source no longer exists. Standing about 35 feet tall and about 30 feet at its deepest is our pool. This waterfall is very important in our ahupua'a of Waimea. As in any ahupua'a, it is kane kawai'ola, or it is the source of all life here in Waimea. Our waterfall has two different names, none of which are Waimea, and it has to do with the conditions of how the water is falling. At this time right now, this would be considered waihe'e, or almost trickling water, kind of a slow flow. If it was flowing a lot more freely, it would be considered waihi, or purging waters. Water is very important to all sources of life as we know it. And in the ahupua'a system in Hawaiian culture, when the water leaves in the stream, which is Kamana Nui stream, there would be different tasks along the way that Hawaiians would do different things throughout the day. If this is where you got your drinking water, you can be sure no one would be allowed to swim here. Further down the stream, you would have your different chores like washing of your clothes at one place, washing of your household goods at one place, taking water from the stream that went through awai systems or the lo'i or the taro patches and coming right back out into the stream would be in another place. Everything was thought out and purposefully done. Feel free now to come and take a dip in our pool, but don't forget your life jacket. Everyone is required to wear one. Aloha.